All right. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight. Got a little bit of a late evening stream going for everyone. We're going to do some dimircontrol. So I know I haven't been on much this week. Work has been keeping me all nice and busy. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and fire up and show you guys the deck list. I know we're waiting for a friend of mine to hop on to see what's going on here, so we'll give 2 seconds. This is a dimircontrol list. I think it did a 5-0 on a competitive league. So let's go ahead and see here. So yeah, I've played this deck a little bit. If I can push 50% win rate with the deck, I'll consider it to be viable. There's some other ones out there that seem really fun, but they're just not good enough to get you the wins. So we'll see Bruce join us on chat here. Down in the corner, we need to get him his own webcam. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna send out my notifications that I'm live. Let's see, we've got all right, we've got. So if you catch this video later, I still haven't gotten to doing everything on YouTube yet. I'm in the process of getting that all set up. So, but I've got proper streaming software now. I can actually interact with people without too much difficulty. All right. I need to set this up so it just automatically blasts my social media, but I haven't really got that set up yet. So this is all kind of just a work in progress. I am totally talking to myself. There's one person in chat, I'm not talking to myself. So, how's the stream looking tonight, Trent? Audio, video, doesn't appear to be any stuttering or anything of that nature. Let's go ahead and check out this this deck list here. It's dimircontrol. It seems to be, like most of the decks that are making their rounds online right now, are pretty creature removal heavy. Starting off with the dead weight. This card's been pretty good so far. Basically, it's kind of our replacement for Fatal Push in the new meta. It works really good against low to the ground decks. Probably would take it out against a control mirror. Search for his they really need to work on this deck editor so we can show off the list. Or maybe I just need to come up with some graphics or something. But search for Escanta, pretty standard. Only as a 1 of. Might want to see that as a 2 of. Probably to replace Argyle's Bloodfast. I have really yet to find use out of this card. Maybe it doesn't really hit my playstyle. Now into our removal suite, cast down seems to be pretty good. Yeah, I don't think I like this way of displaying it either. How's it going there? Thanks for popping in. We're going over some dimircontrol list that we picked up. Removal suite, we've got cast down, moment of craving. Moment of craving just for the life game seems to be really good. Although I haven't had a proper matchup against mono red yet, so this is still all just kind of testing. Discovery Dispersal has actually been really good. Being able to dig deep on your turn 2 to get the card you need for turn 3, help set up your land. Plus Dispersal has been really good for, say, if what is the name of that card? If someone uses an Eldest Reborn on you, and they have an empty hand, you can use Dispersal to bounce that back to the hand, make them discard it. A lot of value. I've only used Dispersal like twice, but both times I've used it, it pretty much won me the game. Thought Erasure has been fantastic, being able to pull cards out of their hand, the Surveil, which will also trigger your Disinformation campaign. Sinister Sabotage, I'm not quite sold on this as being the counterspell of choice yet. The double blue kind of makes it cumbersome. I understand the Surveil is important. We don't really have a ton of cards with Surveil in this deck, but I almost want to say like a Negate or something might be better suited for what we're trying to do. Oh, yeah, Nelms, I knew that was you. It took me a while to figure out who it was that was with that name, but I was able to figure that out. Thanks for popping by. Appreciate you actually having 2 people on stream. That's 0.25 above my average. A 1 of Ravenous Chupacabra. I almost think that might need to be a 2 of, but 1's been working out so far. Ritual of Soot's been really good because there's a lot of creatures in this format that are 3 toughness. So the -2/-2 from Golden Demise, although is still really good, I'm finding this one to be almost, a game changer when I do manage to get one. 3 Vraska's Contempts, really good for getting rid of Planeswalkers and those slightly bigger creatures. Doom Whisperer, I honestly haven't had a lot of results with him yet. I mean, I know he's a house, but being able to keep stuff on board in this format, particularly, I don't know if Arena has just warped to being really anti-creature based, but the ability to have that built-in Surveil just seems too good to just kind of ignore. Eldest Reborn, that started to see a lot of play after rotation. It has been absolutely solid. It's not a guaranteed win you the game kind of card, but it's pretty close to that. And then to top off our curve, we've got a Dream Eater. I'm not super into this card yet. Probably need to do some more testing, which is why we're here. Is very good, but yeah. So far, so Arena is in open beta right now, so anyone can go and sign up and get on and play. There still are some things like the deck editor that needs some help, but the majority of like the gameplay features themselves, they're all in, they're all good to go, and you can even start playing for free and even kind of start to grind out some decks. It's the way that I look at it is with this game being available now. As soon as they push a mobile client, there will be no need for an actual card player to play Hearthstone anymore. This game is just that good. It is actual Magic the Gathering in a usable online client. It has been fantastic. I have used this exclusively. I do have a Magic Online account that I do have a deck in. Actually, I've got a couple decks in it, but I haven't even fired it up since this. This has been fantastic. The only drawbacks are you can only play Standard, you can play Sealed, and you can Draft. So you don't have Modern, you don't have Legacy, you don't have Commander. So that's kind of a downer. But as this game continues to get support and move forward, I think we're going to see more formats added. I would see probably a post-modern format being added before a modern format being added, but it's really hard to say as there's no official word on any of those, on any of that yet. They're really just trying to keep the game, get the game up, get the game balanced, and get the bugs out. So for our mana base, yes, specifically, that is a good thing and a bad thing with this version. Now, that's been the biggest turnoff for a lot of people is you can't buy cards. You have to buy packs, you have to buy gems, you have to crack packs to get your cards. You can't just buy the singles you want. But they do have a mechanic called wild cards. So what you can do is every time you open up packs, you get your cards, and then you have a random chance to get a word called wild cards. And then you can take those wild cards and turn them to any copy of a card at the rarity of that wild card. So if you see here, I have, actually right here is actually, so I have 3 mythics, 2 rares, 42 uncommons, and then 50 commons. So I could take any one of these wild cards and turn it into any card I want. So it's kind of akin to the dust mechanism that Hearthstone has. I wish it was actually closer to the dust system, because you usually will find out that your bottleneck is in the rare slot very, very often. Like right here, you can see I have more mythics than I have rare wild cards. So I wish there would be a way to downgrade like a mythic into 2 rares or 2 rares. Well, commons and uncommons don't really count because there's an abundance of them. So let's go ahead and on the mana base here, it seems pretty standard for blue-black control. Field of Ruin seems to almost be every 6 packs rare mythic. Yes, so every time you open, you can't see it anymore, but there's a vault that you fill up. So every time you like open a pack and get duplicates, it fills your vault. So and every time you crack a vault, you get, I think it's like 2 mythics, a mythic, 2 rares, and some uncommons. So you do have ways to accumulate your wild cards. They're easier if you're willing to put money into the game, but there are ways to play free to play. So one of the big things I would notice is Field of Ruin. That seems to be kind of in a lot of mid-range to control decks. I think this card's actually mandatory now, just because Search for Azcanta is so widely seen now, and then also with the new Dimirland Journey, the Journey one that lets you flash stuff back out of your graveyard. That's really problematic. So having Field of Ruin to take care of that is really nice. We're going to no changes. Let me get a puff, and then we'll start a quick little event here. All right, so let's go ahead and fire up. We'll do a. Do I still have? I still have a constructed event going. Yeah, we'll just resign that. There's only 500 gold. And then every time, here, I'll go over it once I get that fired up. Yeah, Journey to Eternity, that's the card. So let's go ahead and the developers have said that at any given time there's going to be 6 play modes available. So right now we can do competitive constructed, where we play best of 3. You play best of 3 games. You can either use gold, which is the currency you grind, or you can use gems, that's the currency you pay for. And then you play until you hit 2 losses. So you hit 1 win, you get 500 gold and 3 cards. You get 2 wins, you get 1,000 gold and 3 cards. So you break even at 2 wins. And then as it goes up, you just keep getting more gold. And the more wins you get, the more chance you have for the cards you get to be, instead of commons, they can be upgraded to uncommons, or they can be upgraded to rares or mythics. So for the purposes of this, see, and then we've got Guilds of Ravnica draft, we've got core set draft, constructed event, and then sealed. So the big thing is you're going to have 2 different modes of play. You can either play best of 1 or best of 3. So I like doing the best of 1s because they're quick. I think the best of 3 are probably the better way to go, because you do have the option to sideboard, and so that way you don't end up losing a game just to getting screwed. And then you can also climb the ladder by playing either competitive or free play. So free play is best of 1, competitive play is best of 3. So let's go ahead and fire up a constructed event. And with constructed events, you have to hit 4 wins, and then you get your 500 gold back, and then you get 3 cards. I would say 95% of the time the cards you win are useless. Well, let me rephrase that. As a pay-to-play player, the cards you're getting from this are almost always useless. As a free-to-play player, yeah, you're probably going to need some of the cards you get. And I have gotten stuff like I have pulled Karns, I have gotten Lyras, I have gotten some actual usable mythics and rares. It's not super common, though. So let's go ahead and let's fire it up and see how we can do. Go ahead and Let me know if the in-game audio is too loud. I noticed that last time I tried playing with the in-game audio on, it was coming on. It was drowning me out when I was trying to talk. And there we go. And then usually it doesn't take too long to find a match. And as little as, usually 30 seconds is usually the longest you have to wait. Sometimes they're super quick. Sometimes you do have to wait for a minute. All right. My money is on this person playing mono green. Client seems to be running a little buggy tonight. There we go. All right. I've got at least two land. I've got some surveil action. I think this is very keepable, especially on the play. So we'll drop our tap land. Oh man, this is running really sluggish tonight. All right, let's go ahead and let's thought erasure and let's hope we can get something nasty out of their hand, because usually these decks can spit out Galtas and ooh, okay. So we know we've got a Nullhide Ferox, so we'll get rid of that Galta. And we got another land coming. All right, I can handle that. I can handle that. And then we can be, hopefully, if we can get one more blue source. Unfortunately, having that Nullhide Ferox in hand means our disinformation campaign is currently unplayable. I almost wonder if we want to go ahead and cast down their... I think we cast down their Druid of the Cowl. No, they had another land in hand. Maybe we shouldn't have done that. But that's fine. We need one more land. One more land, and we'll have everything under our control, kind of. Well, that's not a land. That is not a land at all. So I think what we're going to do is I'm really tempted to not use disinformation campaign just because, but the odds of them having a second one in their hand are super low. And I'd like to get that fourth land, because I have a feeling if we don't hit that sooner rather than later, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Because we're already taking 7 this turn. Oh boy, we're in trouble now. Thought erasure. Let's see if we can get any gas left out of their hand. If we can get our disinformation campaign back, which might be nice. Let's get rid of Carnage Tyrant. Yeah, I guess so. We're still all right. Thought erasure was better. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the thought erasure was probably the better play last turn. I had forgotten last time I thought erasure that they still had land in hand. So we're... I think we're going to go ahead and we'll pass. This is still going to be really close. That Nullhide Ferox coming down on as early as it did usually causes a problem. I mean, that card theoretically comes down turn 3. Let's see, attack. Will... Come on. We'll go ahead and... I don't have anything that gives them hexproof, so I don't think we're going to worry about that, but we are slowly... Ooh, Steel Leaf Champion, but that's fine. We have answers. We have answers. So we know they've got a Rabid Bite in hand. We don't know what their other card is, so hopefully... That's why if we could get one... There we go. So... even though we kind of had bad starts on our mana, we were just really able to take control of the game. We got control of the game late, but we got there. That's one of the problems with... see, like, normally because I run mono red, but the problem is lately there's just... It seems like every control deck now just pretty much runs just every single creature removal card and calls it good. No, I'm not running the Guild Gates. I think there are too often times when the Guild Gates just don't do enough. Or no, let me rephrase that. I think the Guild Gates are too slow for this kind of a deck because I still need to be able to keep up with the faster-based aggro decks. So I might have to restart after this game because the Magic Arena client keeps bugging out on me. But we will see. You can't see it there on your end, but it keeps going non-responsive on me. How's the chat overlay? Is that causing problems with readability? Okay, yeah, I think this is a good enough hand to keep. Go ahead and keep having this. Right. We'll go ahead and lead off with an island and call it. So, how's the? Let's see. That's fine. How's the chat overlay? Is it hiding too much of the stream? Is it hiding too much of the board? Because I'm still kind of torn on whether or not I even want to have that on the board or not. How's that? Is that better? Or does that need to be a little smaller? So there. I think we just pass turn and hope they run into our Ritual of Soot. Okay, let me know if it's not readable too either. Let's see, I think we're going to take a beating, but I'd rather hold on to that. Because I'm still, I don't even know if there's even any, the only reason I'm even thinking about having the chat on there right now is so that when I do go to load these videos onto YouTube, people will be able to see what, if any, interactions that we're having. So we may decide that that'll need to go. I am gonna do a UI layout for my stream. I just haven't figured out how to do it yet. That would have been a good one to have removal for. I think we'll do. I think we'll do a Watery Grave tapped and then pass. So I really don't feel like running a Chupacabra out there needlessly. Maybe we can catch him trying to make a big play this turn. Nope, looks like we're doing the old land pass. Disinformation campaign would be really good right now. Oh, I've got, I pretty much have everything I need to do my layouts. But thank you for offering, though. I think I'm going to counter that. Simply because I don't have mass removal and I don't want to waste my singleton removal spells. If I plan on chatting, I watch in theater mode, so I like being able to read the chat. Okay, cool. Well, as long as it's good, as long as it's readable, because that's the whole thing. Is if people can't, if people don't find it physically appealing, then what's the point? Okay, so that think we're gonna save. I think we're gonna go for a chupacabra on that one. All right, we'll do. See, this right here is. Hopefully, we're gonna get to do something spicy here. Probably not this turn. It might be next turn. Because with Dispersal, we can get that Radiant Destiny off the battlefield. Can you shorten it? Can I shorten it? Let me see. I'm not. For some reason, the particular streaming software I'm using likes to lock in aspect ratios. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can go to 400. All right, let's go ahead and let's do some chat there, see if that fixed that or not. All right, you ready to see something dirty? Actually, wait a minute. No, I don't think that's going to work as well. So I think what we're just going to do now is we're just going to attack. Because what you can do is you can use Dispersal. We'll do all attacks. Let's see. Hopefully they're not running bad removal and use that to get rid of my Chupacabra. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I gotta play with it more. Let's see. Oh, they're gonna destroy it, huh? That's fine. Let's Streamlabs. Unlock it. Let's see. You guys get to be my beta testers for all this. I think we're going to want to go ahead and... It won't let us surveil? Oh, one's an instant, one's a sorcery. Okay, I understand. I wish they had a sorry button, so you could tell your opponent that you were indeed sorry for wasting time, because I feel bad. Disinformation campaign, I think, is going to be great. Probably get busted for a timeout there. I feel really bad. Yeah, the one thing I wish they had a header that would tell you what phase of the game you're in, or what phase of your turn you're in, so... There we go. There we go. Let's see. Let me know if that works out better in chat there. Make sure that it's easier to see. We should be better. 3 tokens. Yep, I think that's going to happen. All right. So I would really like a ritual of... You know, sometimes I just feel like I get really, really, really lucky. So, yeah, so let's go ahead and... let's a ritual of soot. And then... pass turn. Maybe I could have waited for them to play a little bit more. Oh, that's fine. I can do 1-for-1 removal on that stuff all day long and be just fine. Fine and dandy. Let's go ahead and kill that. Maybe I could have waited to see if I drew like a Chupacabra or something, but I have a feeling he's going to play another one here next turn. Ooh. So this is where we're going to start having some fun. Let's see, cast down Serum Seeker. That's a good one. I think we'll do... Let's get rid of his removal, because we might get lucky and draw into a demon here. I guess we'll hold on to that. We might be able to get some card draw. So, I mean, I understand why this card's in the deck, but I find myself a lot of times that I don't necessarily have the life nor the mana to spend on that sort of shenanigans. So, I think what we do now, because we don't have any Surveil, I believe we just pass. Because then we've got 1-for-1 removal for anything our opponent's going to attempt to play. So now we really just need to draw into some sort of gas. Attack. I should have got that before his attack trigger went on. But that's fine. Resolve. I think what we want to do now is... I think we maybe we're rushing a little too early on the removal. I wish that yet again that if they laid out the steps of the turn and made it easier to put stops in, it would make it a lot easier in a lot of respects. Let's use 2 mana, pay 2 life, draw a card. Okay, this is where... Okay, so if you see our opponent has nothing in their hand, they have the Radiant Destinies that are only permanent on the battlefield. We're going to cast Dispersal. Bounce their only permanent back to their hand, and it makes them discard a card. That seems pretty good to me. So let's go ahead and end turn. So now basically all we need to do is wait till we draw some removal. Or not till we draw removal, until we can draw a threat. We don't have a ton of them in this deck. Let's go ahead and take a gamble on... Figure we could probably do this one more time. I will pass on that. So then now that way, if we get our opponent playing anything funky next turn, we have counter for it. Nope. Plus we get a Surveil. And then we get to bounce our disinformation campaign back. So I don't know if this is good yet. It could be. Well, there we go. We made our opponent scoop. So let me go ahead and I want to try rebooting Arena. Draw as much as you can. Let's end process. I'm going to go ahead and fire Arena back up there. See if we, because we were getting, oh, wrong game. I don't need my hentai visual novels loading on stream. It'd be a good way to get a Twitch ban. So, yeah, so thank you guys for coming out, watching me stream. I'm always open to any input y'all can give me. I'm trying to be better at this. Good boy. Oh, we got someone new in the stream, or someone that changed their name, one of the two. Thanks for joining us. Keep your criticisms vulgar, mean-spirited, and as on point as possible. All right, let's go back and see if we can get So there we are. We're two wins in. Let's see if the game's acting like a little better. I guess that would make sense that that's Will. So, all right, let's see if we can go grab us another win here tonight. I might be able to do all the entire event. I don't know yet. I got kind of a late start on the evening. All right. This is the kind of hand that could either be really fun or just disastrous. I think we'll keep. So watch, we'll end up running into black-green mid-range, and we'll get Nullhide Feroxed to death. Let's go ahead and see. Arena's running really sluggish for me tonight. Well, I think our chance of Nullhide Ferox appearing is now 0. I think I want to save that Surveil trigger for later. I don't know what those emotes are. So does a Argulus Bloodfast actually, is it good, or is it just kind of, Ooh, I really want a Disinformation campaign to pull a card out of their hand. We're at 18 life. We're on curve. I thought Erasure would be really nice. I think Thought Erasure is going to be the better card here. Oh boy, that is a lot of just stuff. I think the Lightning Strike was the right call there. Yeah, I think we're going to have a real hard time being able to win this one. Really hard. Because that is just a ton of damage coming our way. So, well, I think we can hold up. I don't think they've got Frenzy in their hand. We can hold up to Sinister Sabotage. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to have to do, is we're going to have to... Oh man, this is going to be a tough game. This would be a real tough game. I honestly don't think we're going to be able to pull out of this one. Especially without us having any creatures to play. They appear to be stuck on 2 mana, so we just might be able to pull this one out of our... Yeah. What we really need is, we need a Moment of Craving or a Vraska's Contempt. Or a Ritual of Soot. I'll take that. We got to wait a turn. Let's hope we can get him... let's see, do we... Yeah, let's go ahead and Disinformation campaign. I think that's fine. Yeah, no, I was negligent to the fact they already had a wizard on the table, so... Let's see, are they gonna... I think that might actually... That might almost be game for us. No, not quite. So we know we've got... Huh. Ooh, I don't know if we can get out of this. Let's see, we can... Ritual of Soot clears the board, but then he plays a Chain Whirler and kills us. We can... Yeah, that seems like our only option, but that seems incredibly wasteful. But I think that's the only way we're going to be able to live. If only that was an instant. Yeah, that hand was insane. Yeah, the only thing we can hope for is the disinformation campaign to draw a removal spell that gets us. Yeah, that's game. Well, there we go. There was we just got completely overrun that match by mono red. But I think had we actually seen removal spells a little earlier in our game, I think we would have been. If we, yeah, that hand we kept was really bad for that matchup. So I think had we seen one extra like of Vraska's Contempt or something, I think we would have been better. But I mean, I'm a mono red player, and that's you can't ask for much of a better starting hand than that. Yeah, I'll keep this. Removal, draw, discard, top end discard. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, that was the other line of play, but I don't think that would have worked. I think no, that might have worked still, but then I couldn't remember if it required moment of craving required them to die before you gained life. I'm brand new to this black blue control thingy. And plus, I think had we seen a creature, maybe that would have been different. But all of our creatures are kind of on the top end. All right, what do we have here? I think we want a discovery, see if we can get our fourth land lined up. Thought Erasure sounds better. I think the Bloodfast, we probably should have actually pitched that to the Surveil, because I don't think that's going to do much for us in this matchup. But fortunately for us, Goblins seems to be a slower game. So I think we're, if they're running the build I think they're running, we're going to really want to dig into our Ritual of Soot and keeping a Sinister Sabotage up for the next turn. Well, maybe not. We might not have that that luxury. So we can, if we can Sinister Sabotage, then we can stop their Experimental Frenzy from going online. Yeah, I think we just pass just on the absolute off chance that they play an Experimental Frenzy. I mean, they've got a handful of cards. I guess we could have thought Erasure there, and that would have. We'll take it. Yeah, I think I played that wrong. I think I should have thought Erasure. Yeah. As long as they don't just swing in and pass turn, I think we'll be kind of wasted a turn there. I feel a little bad. And yeah, no, Fungal Infection's really good too. Let's see what our opponent has going on. Let's see. Let's see what our opponent has for us. There's a lot they can do with 4 mana. Come on, opponent. Alright, my turn. Let's see what you got. Come on, opponent. Let's... Good thing, yeah. Good thing I kept that mana up. I was expecting that experimental frenzy, so... The problem is I think this build of goblins runs 4. So we're going to have to be incredibly... we're going to have to keep the shields up. And we're not getting much mana, so... Our opponent appears to be slow playing us. So... I mean, it's running the fine line of sometimes the timers are too short because if you have a long interactive turn, you can run out of time. But then there's other times where your opponent will literally take every bit of that 30 seconds to make their decision. So we know our opponent basically has 2 dead cards in hand against us. And then knowing our luck, he probably ripped an experimental frenzy off the top. Well, that's actually pretty good. That lets you kind of filter out the top of your deck for your combo. All right, opponent. Did you tell me about that one? Yeah, I know the. Oh, come on. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Moose Juicy. I should pay attention to you more often. I have selective hearing and a bad memory, so it's really those two don't really work very well together. So, yep. Well, and of course we get a tap land at least. Huh. See, I think the disinformation campaigns are just bad in this matchup. Really bad in this matchup. I think we'll pass. Because I think we're just basically living in fear of that Slam the Feast. No, I think I need to keep the mana open for the impending experimental frenzy. Looks like our opponent might have actually disconnected, so we might be getting a free win. So how's everyone doing tonight? You enjoying a nice late Wednesday night session of Magic? Good. How's your mom doing? I know as soon as you had said what she was experiencing in that Facebook post, I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly what that is. I know when I had mine, it took me almost 2 weeks to pass mine, and that was I had to go to the doctor on several occasions to get morphine injections just so I could sleep. Did our opponent literally set up? Okay, so there we go. I think our opponent set up stops on each of our turns and then disconnected or quit. So it's extra land and have 6 life on tap. Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Getting that extra land could have been really useful in that matchup. So thank you. Like I said, I haven't played blue-black control at all. All right, let's see what we got. A little bit of pain today. Yeah, when I had mine, it was I was not even Norcos were even. Oh, come on. Not even Norcos were touching the pain, but I remember I was taking Flomax. It said it took me a solid 2 weeks to pass my stones. Hey, let's go ahead and keep this, right? Why not? Why not? And we mulled the 4. It's okay. It's okay. Our opponent mulled the 5. Let's go ahead and rip the best card out of their hand. Yeah, if I wouldn't have hit that second land, I'd have been dead, though. What to take? What to take? We got an answer for that. But then if we take that... No, I've won games on a mold of 4. Oh, let's take their murder. Watery Grave. Sure, why not? We're all set to go here. Oh. Well, all right, opponent. See, all we need to do is just draw gas from here on out. We're good to go. We got this. We got this in the bag. See, we're going to Thought Erasure. We're going to rip something spicy out of their hand. Bam. We're probably good on land for the moment. Airfield of Ruin. Yeah, we might end up taking a couple hits here. But that's fine. That's fine. We can take a few hits. We can take about 4 more. We got nothing but gas coming off the top. Nothing but gas. See? See right there? We're good. We're good. We got this. We got this. Oh, let's see. Question is, I think we kill. Do we care about the life linker, or do we want to kill? Let's kill the life linker. And then we're going to get lucky and draw. Yeah, see, we're good. We're good. We got nothing to worry about here, chat. Got nothing to worry about. See? We got this. And then we're going to get, see? We're good. We are so good. See? There's nothing wrong with this. This is great. I mean, unless they've got like a murder or something in hand. And then let's see. Let's combat. Let's go ahead and let's give us a little bit of a surveil here. Let's see what we can set up for the next turn. Maybe a nice ritual of soot. I don't think we want land. Do we want land? Do we want land? No, we don't want land. I honestly don't even know if we because we want to be able. Yeah, no, that's fine. We can do that. We can do that all day, every day. Alright, my turn. Let's see what we draw. Alright, first let's go ahead and let's... now we need... No, that'd be fine. Go ahead and draw a card. Make sure our opponent discards a card. Target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Okay. That card is going to do nothing for you. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, this is going to be tough. I think we'll attack. I think we'll actually deadweight this guy, so we can kind of stem some of their life gain there, and then we'll go ahead and give him the turn. Aw. Well, can't win them all. Can't win them all. Well, that's a fine time for that to show up. I think, let's see, do we want to... Even though they don't have a card to discard, that does give us a card to draw, which I'm fine with. Land for the turn, and let's go ahead and let's discovery. See what we can get here. Well, we don't really want that or that. Well, maybe we should take that just for giggles. So let's see. Now all we need is a threat. Ooh. Gee, I wish we had a way to deal with a large amount of creatures on the board. Oh, wait a minute, we do. Can we play both for... No, unfortunately we can't play both. That would have been too much fun. Probably should have... No, actually I couldn't have tapped differently to leave up a removal. Let's go ahead and... Disinformation campaign, draw a fresh card. We're good. We got this game on lock. Attack, if being of upkeep, if you lost life in combat. I think we're going to go ahead and Moment of Craving that. We got life coming back, folks. That is such a great card. Do I want to use that yet? I can get a Doom Whisper, or I can get my down. What do you think? Should I go ahead and get greedy and slam this without a creature for them to sack? It's a good plan. I can take that. That's still spicy. It's still really spicy. 3, 4, 5. But they can destroy. Yeah, because then they can just pay the 4 life to keep bringing that back. Good call. Thanks for the tips, chat. I think we're... Oh, we got a thought erasure we can't use now. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pass turn. Let's go ahead and set up a spicy... Actually... Yeah, maybe I should have kept the draw card. Maybe. Oh boy! This is about to get just absolutely disgusting. Do you think our opponent will scoop as soon as the third one hits the field? I doubt they're playing Settle the Wreckage. No, we're good. We're going to get greedy. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. But, well, there we go. See, the key is you got to win the matches you know you're supposed to win. As I was playing it, I didn't realize that maybe for some reason he's running what's the white sweeper where you can either destroy creatures or enchantments. So that could have potentially bit us in the keister. Well, let's go. We can probably rip one more out of this. So, alright, let's go ahead and see what we got lined up for our next match. Wonder if we got mono green. You know what? I think I'm tempted to keep that. I don't think that's going to be very good. Oh, we should be fine. Should be fine. So if we fill in our opponent's probably on tokens. The question... Well, that's interesting. That is really interesting. I'm tempted. I actually want to hold up mana for Counterspell because I have no idea what our opponent's about ready to play. What has he got? What is he doing? I think we just need to wait and see what our opponent's doing. I don't think I'm... What colors are those? It's not Sultai. White, green, blue? Bant. I don't know. I'm really skeptical about this. I don't think I want to... Maybe set up the draw for next turn. I don't really want to jam anything yet because I don't know what my opponent's even playing. Hey, you know what? That'll work nicely. But I think I'm going to catch them on the next turn because I don't want to risk them countering it and then having free run next turn. I don't know. This is the first time I've really seen Bant in Standard. I'm almost wondering, no. You you cannot have Teferi. I'll take that. Let's go ahead and Thought Erasure our opponent here. Let's see what... Oh god, Nexus of Fate. Do I take their Teferi? Teferi, is that your vote, Trent? You still can't cast that for a while. Alright, we'll take Teferi. Chupacabra ain't gonna do us any good. So now we got to worry about playing around Settle the Wreckage. But he can, I mean, he could technically use his Nexus of Fates. Huh. You know what? See, maybe we can get lucky and get... Our opponent's going to Nexus this turn. Oh boy, what do you know? Another Teferi. Oh, he's still good. He's probably not going to combo off this early. I'm perfectly fine with that. I think. What counter spells does this deck usually run? Feast end of turn on his last turn. Yes. You are correct, sir. Okay. Well, I know he has Settle the Wreckage. And we don't... Well, actually, no. He doesn't have Settle the Wreckage. Unless he has a counterspell. Alright. Ooh. That's fine. I think we'll, do we Contempt? Do we kill his Planeswalker with our Doom Whisper, or do we start applying pressure and Vraska's Contempt his Teferi? I'm tempted to Contempt his Teferi and swing in with the Doom Whisperer. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think if we can keep that Vraska's Contempt, yeah. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. I mean, uh, that's why he runs 4 Teferis, right? So we can see them all. Let's see, do I have one? I have 7. I have just enough to pull this off. I mean, hey, at least we don't have to worry about Teferi anymore. I don't know. Does he have a 5th Teferi? I mean, that would be pretty sweet if he had a 5th Teferi. I'd like to find out how he did that. Go ahead, gain your life, brother. Yeah. My turn. Let's see, so do I take one of his Teferis? Let's go ahead and... And disinformation campaign's actually going to be really useful for us if he's trying to keep a fog or something to that effect up. So, alright. But I think I'm going to save the... Well, you draw... Oh, wait a minute. I need to get a counter spell. I wish I could play that during his turn. A way to interact with him trying to Nexus of Fate would be really good. Let's see if I can get a Sinister Sabotage up. We'll do it one more. I think we'll do it one more time. doesn't really do us any good there. Well, we can at least show that we have mana up. Yeah, go to 5, flip the blood fast, and that way I can basically infinitely draw my cards. Let's see what our opponent has. I'm fairly impressed with how this deck has handled Bant Fog. He's going to make us wait. Well, I think our opponent he didn't have any land that does anything fancy. Okay. Well, is he really going to rope us? I mean, come on, man. What's he tapping? Is really? Okay. He doesn't have any fancy lands. See, yeah. I don't even understand why you would do this at this point. So, anyways, if anyone ever watching this video sees this person, yeah, I mean, this is unacceptable behavior. I am recording this so I can actually submit this to Wizards of the Coast, and they could potentially take action against him because they have stated that specifically with Bant Fog decks that they will issue suspensions. So I really don't understand why he's doing this, but hey, I've got you guys to chat with, so let's go ahead and let's talk about I don't know. Is anyone Oh yeah, no, abusing the timer and abusing infinite loops, that can get you account suspensions. So, all right. Let's do I can rip another one or so. And the key was he was tapping his mana back and forth for no reason. That's what makes it irritating. If it had just been running down the timer, okay, maybe you got pulled away, maybe your game froze, whatever. I understand, things happen. So I think if playing this deck so far, though, I think if I knew I was going into an aggro-heavy meta, I would probably not mainboard the disinformation campaigns. Because they're probably going to, a red deck running at full tilt's probably going to mow you down before you have a chance to play them. Sure, 2 removal spells, disinformation campaign, and all the land I need. Yeah, let's keep it. Let's go ahead and see what's going on tonight. So thank you guys, and yet again, thank you guys for coming in and keeping me company while I play some bad Magic. Oh. This deck, huh? Maybe if we get lucky, he taps out next turn and we can Thought Erasure. That is good for us. Let's go ahead and see what our opponent's running. I don't know which one Well, he's got 2 forms of protection. I don't really care about those. I think it's the Chart of Curious Obsession that I'm the most concerned about. Yeah, I'll take that. I think this is okay. This is very serviceable. Now we'll just have to wait to see how our opponent sequences their plays. Come and ping us for 1 all day, every day. I think what we might want to do is we might want to try and bait out the Wizard's Retort before we start doing our disinformation campaigns. But that's just me. Oh. Both bold plays. I think what we do is we cast down his protection. See, the problem is now he's got 3 cards that we have no idea what they are, and we know one of them is a Wizard's Retort. So maybe we did play that wrong. Maybe we should have disinformation campaigned on that turn and then cast down this turn to try and get rid of the Wizard's Retort. He probably doesn't have a Djinn. Well, we really only need 1. Cool. That's just going to make it easier to complete what we want next turn. So now we just need, I think a Ritual of Suit would be fantastic. Because we know they have bounce spells. I think we might want to hold off on that for a turn. Or see if maybe we can get another counter spell out of their hand first. That's fine. Or no, that was the only one, wasn't it? No, that's 2. That's fine. The problem is this deck runs a lot of counter spells in it. But fortunately, we can take a few more pokes and not have to worry too much. Yeah, I think that's the only play we have at the moment. I mean, assuming that they've got another counter spell open. But that's fine. This deck actually runs an unusually high number of counter spells. And then the Nightville Sprite's pretty good because it lets them basically fix the top card of their deck. Well, do we... I think we have to. I don't think... if we had another land and we could have thought erasured him first, that would have been great. See, now the problem is I don't know if we can afford to use our surveil ability. Interesting choice of tactics. That's a problem. Huh. I think we lose. Yeah, I think we just lose. That Warkite Marauder is really good. Well, we can delay it for a turn. Yeah, I don't know if we could have got there though. I don't think we had enough. We didn't have enough life to play with there. Let's see if we get lucky. Assuming they don't have a counter up. Well, that isn't going to do us anything. That isn't going to do anything. Alright, well. There we go. Yeah, maybe I should have surveilled once there at the end. I didn't know if I was going to have enough life left open. Because I didn't know if, like, in response to me surveilling, they would have bounced me and just left me a turn behind. But we'll see. Yeah, so we're at 5 and 2. We've already broke even for the night. Let's see if we can run it out. I got a little bit of time left on my clock tonight. Let's get us a nice easy matchup. A little land. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll keep that. Let's see what our opponent's gonna do here. Ooh, the burn matchup. But we have some life gain in hand. I think we're okay. I think we Memorial the Genius here. Well, our opponent's getting aggressive. You gonna Chain Whirler us next? See if we can get... none of those are going to do anything for us. Alright, so I think as soon as our opponent actually plays a creature, we're good to go. You can go ahead and have cards, opponent. I don't think... Yeah, I think we're fine there. They're gonna have to throw a ton of burn at that thing to kill it. Now, they gotta have creatures in there somewhere. I'm 100% fine with that. Yeah, if they're running lava coils in the main board, I'm fairly certain they probably don't run many, if any, creatures in their deck. But the problem with running that build is a lot of your cards target creatures. So I think maybe what we do now is if we're going to run another creature out, I think we got to wait till we have a counterspell backup. Which we don't have. So unless we get counterspell back, well, no, yeah. We're still a ways away from being able to pull that one out. I'm actually tempted to drop that Doom Whisperer just so they've got a target other than my face. I can Memorial the Genius too, but either way, that's going to be 2 burn spells not coming at me. I'm happy with that. And worst case scenario, I could always... Nah, that just seems bad. You can resolve it. I'm going to say go ahead and draw your 3. It's kind of a gas hand, though, to be honest with you. Yeah, no, there was a modern burn deck at SCG Columbus that was running it. You know, it's a solid card. A very solid card. Let's take a peek at what you have there, opponent. Ooh. On the stack, on the stack. Well, basically we're dead to Banefire next turn. Well, unless... We have ways around that. We're definitely dead to that. We got to get rid of that. That doesn't do anything good. I think we're done anyway. This deck seems to have... See, whenever I play against dimircontrol, I always get hosed, but every time I play against mono red with Dimir, they hose me. Let's see, 4... So if a worst case scenario, I can always... Well, even Vraska's contempting. So... Die to Banefire. No, that wasn't the Bedlam Revel version. That was actually the just standard red-white burn. Well, when your opponent has gas, sometimes your opponent just has gas. Alright, well, we broke even. Well, actually, no, we win infinite. Let's see what our prize cards are. We got one rare. Let's look at that. Ooh, Sanctum Seeker. Seems good to me. Alrighty, I'm probably going to go ahead and call it a night. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. So, yeah. thanks for tuning in. Join us next time. Make sure to, nah, I'm not even going to say it. If you want to follow, you probably are already following. So thanks for watching the video. I'll be posting everything to YouTube here soon. And, ooh, damn, make me a ham sandwich. I want a ham sandwich. But all right. You guys have a good night. Thanks for tuning in.